Foco Studios in Oklahoma City. This is an OU update. I'm Jenny Carlson. Oklahoma looks to be narrowing down its list of offensive coordinator candidates, and Jason Kersey joins us on the phone to give us the latest. Jason, reports out on Sunday that OU was going to hire Lincoln Riley. That was essentially a done deal. You've talked to some people, found out that it's maybe not quite that far along.
Yeah, Lincoln Riley, the East Carolina offensive coordinator, is definitely a candidate. I think he's interviewed, and he's certainly somebody that OU's very interested in. He's got a lot of experience calling plays now, but there's no deal done yet. I think OU is still talking to people. Lincoln Riley's one of them, but there's certainly no done deal just yet.
You know, when Bob Stoops met with the media last week and announced that Josh Heupel was out and Jay Norvell was out and said, you know, obviously he's going to be hiring from outside the program, he didn't give a lot of indication as to what type of offense or what type of look he might be after. Are we getting any sense from the guys that he's talking to exactly what we might see out of the Sooner offense? Is it going to be an overhaul? Is it going to be tweaks? What sort of sense are you getting about that?
Well, I think if Lincoln Riley is indeed a candidate, like I think that he is, he runs the Mike Leach helm on the air raid system, and it's sort of interesting that he would get rid of a guy who's sort of a Mike Leach disciple and Josh Heupel and bring in another one. But the difference, I think, is Lincoln Riley's had a lot of success running this system. He runs a different sort of system than maybe Leach did. It's the same basic system, but he likes to run a little bit more. He likes to go a little bit faster than Mike Leach did. So I think that sort of gives you an idea that they might be abandoning or severely limiting the amount of time they use the zone read. I think that experiment might be over.
You know, if Lincoln Riley's a name that has percolated towards the top, I think one of my questions would be, with two spots open, would he be allowed to bring somebody else in? Is there a sense of how they might go in that regard? Do you have a feeling yet? Is that second job being essentially left open for the offensive coordinator to say bring in a quarterback's coach or a different position that they might have that other coach look at and oversee?
Yeah, I mean, I think they might be doing that. They might be waiting to see who's going to be the play caller and then let them decide who they want to bring in. Lincoln Riley's an interesting guy, though, because if he is going to be the guy, he's coached both receivers and quarterbacks. He was Michael Crabtree's position coach at Texas Tech during his great career, and now he coaches quarterbacks. So, he could come in and essentially coach either one. I think he could be in charge of either of those positions. And I also think potentially he could be the co-coordinator that isn't calling plays but is the receivers coach. I mean, there's all kinds of possibilities here, and we just really don't know a whole lot yet. Bob Stoops has played this very close to the vest. The only thing we do know for sure is that no one's been hired yet.
Yeah, and with the recruiting periods opening back up here in the coming days, I think the suspicion is that something will be done before then. But at this point, Jason, the 15th looms, and they haven't named anybody just yet. But do you get the sense like that'll be something that we'll see happen here in the next few days?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're going to have to make a decision pretty quick. I also think that there's a chance that they're waiting until after tonight's game so that they can maybe make a run at Scott Frost. I think that it's sort of a long shot that they would get Scott Frost, but I do think he's an interesting guy that there's no reason not to at least make that call and see if there's any interest. And if there is, he's got to be the guy. He's the most coveted offensive coordinator in the country right now, I think. And I think that there's a good chance that nothing's been done yet because they want to let him finish out the season and then see what his interest is.
All right, we'll be following that as the hiring process continues. Be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.